Yes, sir.
Everybody, no, everybody. That there should be more applause than that because this is
Want more
episode
applause? More
4.
applause.
More.
applause.
More. We need more.
More applause.
More applause.
Yes. Give it up. Y'all here.
Welcome. Everybody, this is episode 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of your boys Trash Talk with GGS. And we have a special guest with us today.
Who that?
Yes, sir.
The originator of this podcast shit. Don't get it twisted now. All right. The goddamn capo, the capo of Coney Island, Mr. C, Mr. Pete C. What's goody, man?
Thank you for having me. This is my thing. You know, I love doing these fucking things anyway. So
yeah, man.
This was the vision we had, but to see what you dudes did with it, that's real. I'm proud.
Yo, and
like, when I saw that first episode, I was like, these dudes did it. That's the original vision, but to see it come to fruition, yeah,
man,
that's
much love.
That's what's up.
Big ups to and what some people listening might not even know is that I want to say, what was it, like 5-6 years ago, Pete?
Yeah,
something like that.
2015.
Me, Smills, and Pete had our own podcast on blogtalkradio.com. And it was about wrestling and other stuff, whatever. And we would just shoot the shit. But yo, we were going strong, man. And that's still up there, right? On Blog Talk?
Yeah, you can Google not just wrestling show, and then you can get the old shows.
Yo, do that.
No video, strictly audio.
Yeah, it was strictly audio. You know what it is. But like, go and Google the Not Just Wrestling Show, and Blog Talk Radio will come up, and listen to our old shit. And then when you're done with that, what I need you to do is I need you to get like 6 cell phones in a row, right? And bring up Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Fuck you, Pandora. Well, not fuck you. Not yet.
Easy, bro. Easy.
We gonna love you, but
don't do that yet.
Pandora ain't get back to me though yet. You know what I mean? And it don't make no sense. But I need you to just download all of our episodes and then put the YouTube up on your television and listen in like stereo.
Because
we like all of our episodes at the same time. Everywhere.
Worldwide.
That's right.
But yeah, how was everybody's week?
Not bad. But first, I don't want to jump in, but rest in peace, Black Rob. Rob passed yesterday. Yeah. Bad boy legend. If you never heard of Black Rob, just go on Spotify, Google, put on Whoa, and just
everybody's heard Whoa.
Yo, life story.
There's a few people out there. Yeah,
that whole
that was
life
a
story, yo.
Track for track, no skipping, classic.
Like Life Story, the title track that used to hit different for me back then, yo.
Just rest in peace, Black Rob.
Yo, rest in peace, Black Rob, yo.
It was a shitty 2 weeks for hip hop.
Yeah, really was.
Yeah.
Really was.
Yeah, man. But how was your week, Smills?
I mean, kind of tumultuous.
Tumultuous. Spell that word.
We really every day you wake up, man, that's a blessing, man.
Yeah.
Get to change the next whatever's going on. So
yeah,
I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
What about you, G? How was the week?
Week was good, man. I was chilling, got some things done. Got to dug in. And also, when you have those phones lined up, by the way, and you watching that YouTube, make sure you slap our other phone on the table, because we on Facebook, we on IG. Go like, go subscribe, go drop some comments, do all that good stuff. We out here, we everywhere. So we got that laid down, and other than that, just chilling, doing the train thing, doing the dad thing. And here we are, another Sunday, getting to it.
Yeah, man. So what we did this week was he finally got the socials up for the podcast. So we are on Facebook, Trash Talk with GGS. We are on Instagram, Trash Talk with GGS. We're going to be on Twitter. I'll probably just put a Twitter together sometime this week. Obviously the YouTube, but once again, and I'll get it out the way real quick. Buzzsprout, man. Buzzsprout done put us on the map. And once again, if this is something that you want to do And no BS. If you want your own podcast, just like we got going on right now, what you need to do is click the link in the show notes below. That's going to get you to Buzzsprout, and they're going to know that we sent you. Start with a paid plan. Don't be cheap out here, bro. Everybody wants stuff for free. Everybody wants stuff for free. No, chill. Start with a paid plan. You're going to be on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, your mama's radio. You're going to be everywhere. And you're going to get...
I'm flying!
That's what you'll be doing.
You're going to be flying high. And you're going to get a $20 Amazon gift card because we love you. So you can go on Amazon and you can go buy some cool shit. So yeah, click the link in the show notes below. Big shout out to Buzzsprout. Thank you very much. And before we get into this tournament that we about to go on now, anybody want to just say anything else? Because when we dive deep, we're gonna go all in.
I'm ready to get to it, yo.
I mean, to the folks listening, if your favorite rapper's not on here, it's not any slight against that rapper.
Exactly.
This is just what we want, and this is just what we were feeling. So whoever out there, how come so and so isn't on the list?
End of the day.
Because we did, because I just like to mention that we did, you know, shout out to the people that checked our Facebook page. They left a couple comments, and two things that were in common was Tupac. Now, we know Tupac is one of the greatest. We not, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna slip on that. But in the heat of the moment, you know, when we laid this list down, we wanted to do something that was, you know, a nice size that we can deal with. But we got honorable mentions. He's definitely one of them, and we just gonna talk about it as a whole because another cat, he mentioned a lot of good MCs. He mentioned Tupac,
MF
Doom, R.I.P. He mentioned Ghostface. You know what I'm saying? Which Ghost is at the top of my list also because we was talking about that the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Still my favorite from the boom.
Yeah, definitely. So you know, we may have missed your favorite, but feel free to talk about it. Yo, hit the Facebook, hit the IG, drop the comments. You know, let us know what's going on, YouTube and all that. We're gonna get into it.
That's what the comment section is there for.
We should start with the honorable mentions and explain like Pac is a good start with the honorable mentions. Me personally, I'm gonna say lyrically, as far as where Pac is on the scale, I wouldn't say he's one of the best. Hit wise, I wouldn't say that he's like a hit maker. Like Drake is a hit maker. LL, these are hit makers. And Pac has hits, but not as many because he didn't get enough time. Pac is not somebody that I would say is one of the top MCs of all time. I wouldn't say that. But as far as his contribution to hip hop, there's no denying Pac is one of the biggest contributors to the culture of hip hop. There's no denying it.
Pac's music made you think. Pac's music. Pac was more content than lyrics. When you listen to a Pac song,
he wasn't going for the hits like that until later.
You think like you finish the song, you finish the album, and you sit there and you think about it, and it, you know, let it run around your brain. It wasn't more lyrics because if you look at his lyrics, they weren't like top notch. You can't compare his lyrics to somebody like Biggie or Rakim because he wasn't lyrical like that. But his songs, his content made you think, and that's what I feel he brought to the game.
Do y'all think that Pac would? Do you think Pac would be as big as he is in the grand scheme of hip hop if he didn't have that beef with Big and if he didn't die?
No, Pac was gonna be Pac.
Yeah,
exactly.
Especially after the movies and stuff, and he started. He shifted his career into more of the gritty shit. Like he, one way or the other, he was going to be who he was.
Pac had a mission to have his voice heard, and he had the avenue to let that voice be heard by a lot of people, and he was going to be Pac regardless.
See, my thing about Pac is like y'all said, it wasn't necessarily the lyrical prowess of Pac. It was more so his influence on the game. I mean, like Pac was a unique apple in the batch, just from the content, from his persona and all of that kind of stuff that went on in his flow and everything like that. And that's really what Pac more of a influence and more of a big name for me when it comes to, you know, just being one of the top elites. It wasn't necessarily like he was rhyming on some Nas shit, but he put it down. His content was, you know, what he rapped about, and just his, like, I don't know, he had a certain foresight in his rhymes. Like things that he said and things that he talked about in his rhymes, they, like you said, they really made you think, but they also made you think forward. Not necessarily about the moment that you was in, but he shaped thought for you, you know what I'm saying, as to look out into the future as the way things were going.
Like Pac has this quote that always sticks with me in the interview. He said, "I may not change the world, but I guarantee you I will spark the brain that changes the world." Yeah. And that's something, like, that was Pac, like, in a nutshell. Like, that's what he brought. Like, he made you, like I said, he made you think. And that's why he should be. He's up there. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say it, but on that Thug Love track, he destroyed every last one of my bone. and I'm a Bone fan, and it's been documented on this podcast already, but Pac on Thug Love, oh man, I almost feel bad for the rest of them having to be on that track with him. But yeah, we also have on the honorable mentions list, we got Busta Rhymes, man.
Oh man.
And Busta, oh my God,
man, yo.
There's not a rapper I don't think he can get on a track with and not keep up with, if not supersede that fucking rapper, son.
Yeah.
Like,
and just
name a rapper. So, like, Busta can do so many different things. I mean, yeah.
It's just, and Busta, aside from the fact that he's been relevant for 30 years.
LONS, baby.
He's in new school days.
Yeah. And still putting, you know what I'm saying, putting out quality music up. ELE2 just last year was crap.
Yeah.
And just Bus he came out, he broke out his persona and the way, because all right, Bus had the crazy in the end, but Bus could fucking rhyme, yo. Yes. And the way he put that shit together with the entertainment fact, like, to me, he was, I don't know nobody who really sits in that lane with Busta. I mean, I guess in the entertainment like lane, I guess you would say Missy, but Missy's not really a hardcore rapper like that. But that entertainment,
I see what you're doing.
You get what I'm saying.
I see what you're doing.
Like, Bus is unique in that in that lane. But then on flip, he can have a joint like Why We Die with DMX and Jay, and he can have Annie Up remix with MOP and smash them shit.
Yeah.
Bus was just that versatility. That speed rap stuff he got to it, or all of that, man. It's a prolific career, man, and still going.
And you can see it even in the Leaders of the New School days. Like, he stood out from the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like, you knew when you saw Leaders of the New School, you're like, that's your star right there. He's gonna be the breakout.
I like Charlie B. Charlie B.
Charlie B had his little, but when you compare the two, like, when you saw Busta, you knew Busta was gonna be.
No, you knew that he was
the star.
Stand up. Yeah,
Busta had it. What they call it, whatever it is, Busta had it.
Yeah.
And even though I was young, I still remember when they broke up on Yo and TV Raps, like live on TV. And I was like, yo, Busta about to be the man, because Go D and Charlie, they just about to, and that's exactly what happened, yo.
Exactly.
The Coming came out, and just, like, as soon as, like, The Coming comes on, and, like, just the tracks, like, Do My Thing is still one of my favorites. Just that, and that is, and that whole, just that thing that he did, like, he was just so unique in his persona, and just the way he rhymed. And then, when the music videos was big, and it was all that, man.
And when you talk about party joints, forget about
God.
Yeah. Busta's like the king of that.
Yes.
Yo.
Bus always had that music video game on lock, man. All of his music videos are crazy.
Yeah. Going back to Woo-Ha, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And the Woo-Ha remix with Old Dirty.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
And they were in the nut house with the straight jackets.
Yeah.
That song just sounds crazy. There's a lot of yelling going on in that song.
Yeah. Busta would smash the tracks, and that's another thing, yo. Busta and the features, yo. Going back to Flavor in Your Ear remix. Like you said, when Bus stepped on the track, yo, he always stood out, yo.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, that's Biggie. That's Biggie's, though. That's Biggie's. On the Flavor in Your Ear remix, that song belongs to Biggie, son.
Yeah, he took it for the rhyming, but just
he said, niggas is ass, I get more butt than ass trimmings. That was the end of the song right there. That was the end of the song.
They should have like, can I re-record my verse, please? I'm not competing with that one.
Yeah.
We also got Big Daddy Kane on the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Arguably, like for a long time, like the GOAT was between him and Rakim. That was the argument.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He brought
just couldn't mess
Smooth into
with-
the game.
With
I
flow.
couldn't mess with him. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
When he was on that Sexy Chocolate, that's when I stopped messing with him, son. I'm gonna keep it 100. I couldn't
When he
mess
was
with
in
him
Madonna's
dropped
book?
that.
When he was in Madonna's sex book.
He was in that book?
Man.
Yeah, he was in the Madonna book.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Him and Vanilla
That's when-
Ice and all them.
That's when the hood lost the love. They're like, "What the fuck you doing in a Speedo, my dude?" Like, come on,
Damn.
come on.
Yeah,
That was
that's-
it for Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
he kind of
yeah.
started.
You also got
I
Andre
get it.
3000 on the honorable mentions too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
He
2000,
just-
yo.
he didn't do enough. He didn't do enough work as far as I'm concerned to be considered a GOAT. He didn't put in enough as far as albums that you're gonna say on the Andre 3000. Or are we including Outkast?
You have to.
You had
You
Yeah,
have
because
to.
his solo was more.
his solo
was
albums
more
when he was
singing.
being artistic.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
The
saying?
Love Below.
entertainment.
It wasn't it called like the Love Below or some shit.
Yeah,
like
that was when they did
Yeah.
the 2 solo albums in one or whatever.
I think that Speaker Box was better
Yeah,
than the Love Below.
because Big Boy just got to them rhymes. The Love Below was
Big Boy.
It was interesting.
Big Boy's nice.
yeah, people sleep
He's
on.
nice. Yes.
People sleep on.
Yes.
But Dre got to some interesting stuff on that album. It was more eclectic than anything. But when you go back to AT Aliens and like, you know,
Oh,
back then
that's
Outkast.
classic.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Dre was tearing that
that's
shit
when
down,
they were
yo.
true hip hop. Like it
Yeah.
sounded like true hip hop. They went in a very like Outkast always, and you got to respect Outkast for this. They always tried to like touch on like an alternative sound.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, just to branch out a little bit. And I fucked with Outkast to a point though. I mean, like I wasn't with all of that Love Below shit, and then he started making like pop songs, kind of like what is it? Hey
But see,
Ya, or whatever it's called,
This is why
Hey
he's
Ya.
in the honorable mention and not in the.
and not
Right.
in the thing exactly.
Yeah,
But
it was-
again,
it
hey,
was more.
No, I was gonna say if anybody's listening and you disagree with anything that we're saying, yo, comment in the
Feel free to
YouTube.
chime in.
Let us
Yeah.
know. Hit us up on the socials and be like, all 4 of you guys can suck it because you're wrong. And
up.
just, yo,
Let's
state-
talk
state
about
your
it.
case.
Everybody
That's
got an
what we here
opinion.
Let's talk about it because we
Yeah.
might have to do, you know, depending on how it go, we gonna address everybody, yo. So if you got something to say, yo, like you said, like, comment, and we gonna get into it.
Yeah.
But
We
I
also
mean,
got,
I agree with that on the hip hop tip with Dre, because like after Stankonia, that's when it started turning into more of a more of a experimental thing. But
Exactly.
the first 3 albums, Southern Catalytic Player Music, ATL, like yo, them joints was classics, yo. And they, in my opinion, they put ATL and generally the South on with us in the North because they had that flow that we really fucked with back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what turned my ear to the South was Outkast, yo.
We got LL on the honorable mentions, which I think, looking back at it, LL probably should have been in this tournament.
Yeah.
But there's
I mean, LL should have been. You could say that. You could say that about Drake. Ain't nobody put Drake in this tournament.
Well, I ain't putting that nigga in there.
But if you really want to talk
Not my cup
about
of
like
tea.
success in hip
nah,
hop,
I feel you.
you know what I'm saying? And in the
But-
beginning, everybody was fucking with Drake lyrically.
Yeah, but
Like,
Drake is,
Up All
in my
Night and
opinion, now
before
Drake
that-
is a pop artist, yo. He's not. I don't consider him an MC. Me
But
personally.
see, now
I
this
mean,
is
he
the
has
interesting
records
part.
where he tears shit down. I don't. But as a whole,
He's
You
an
know what I'm saying?
entertainer.
yeah.
But that's kind of what's the difference between him and LL?
LL never sung hooks. and
Because
made
he can't.
R&B records.
He's made R&B records since I Need Love, nigga. What are you talking about?
He was rapping on the record. Drake makes singing R&B records.
Because he can do that. If LL was able to blow like that, son,
He'd be
trust me,
singing
he
all
would have
over
done
his
it.
shit.
I don't
He
see
would
LL
have
doing
done
that,
it. I put-
yo.
I put Drake in the same category as Bruno Mars. I'm sorry.
Oh,
as
y'all better put
Bruno.
some respect
I
on
put
Drake's
Drake
name.
in the
Y'all better
same
put some
category
respect
as
on
Bruno
Drake's name.
Mars. He's a
Damn.
pop artist entertainer.
Yo,
That's
y'all better
that's
put some
real
respect
talk,
on
man.
Holla
Drake's
at me in the
name.
comments. Holla at me in the comments. Drake
Yeah.
is an entertainer. He's a pop artist. He's
I'm
Bruno
with
Mars.
I'm with
I
Mr.
get
Pete
it.
on that, yo. He's a pop artist, yo.
I
Straight up.
get it, but when he does get on tracks, they're not treating him like no pop ass dude, son.
Nah,
You better
yeah.
come with
And
your
then that's
bars if
why,
you're on a
and like I
track with
told
Drake.
y'all, and like I've been telling y'all over the years, that's why it bothers me about Drake, because nigga, you can rap. Like
Exactly.
rap, you get pussy, fuck making them pussy rap, nigga, that rap. That's what I'm. That's
you.
my whole thing with him.
But
Like,
he does the same thing. It's the same thing LL was doing. LL was the first Drake.
Yes, he was, but LL
He
was
was harder,
rapping
but
on
LL
I Need
could
Love.
rap. Like LL
So
rap
could
And
Drake.
then-
You act like you ain't hear Drake on no hard songs, bruh.
once or
I'm
twice.
not saying that. That's what I just said, and that's my problem with Drake, because he has that ability. Like,
Yeah, but you
want to do that and play both sides of the fence? Okay, cool. But if you want me to buy your album or stream your album, I want a rap album. I want to get
Yeah,
that
but
shit
he
out of
he don't make music for you. Guns and Roses don't make music for you. That does not take away the fact that Guns N' Roses are great.
I
Exactly.
understand that.
Drake
But Guns N'
knows-
Roses is not part of this conversation. Just like I don't feel
but
Drake is.
no. But feel me on this though. Drake has the formula down.
Yeah.
He knows what song is gonna hit, whether it's poppy, whether he's just doing a feature. He knows that he's gonna make his money off of that shit, and you
I
have to
don't deny
respect
that.
it.
I didn't say I didn't, but I'm saying for this conversation, Drake is a pop artist. I don't feel him in this conversation. I don't disrespect the way the dude make money, just like Soulja Boy made his bread. I don't rock with him, but when he came out with that ringtone rap and started making his beats and he did his thing, I respect that. That was your hustle. You made your bread. More power to you. But when it comes to this conversation, you sitting on the couch with Drake, listening to him. That's my whole point.
I mean, I feel
He can do a lot better than what he's doing. Yes, he's doing it up, but
he don't need.
I know you got skills though. He got skills, and he
Yes.
don't do so much
though.
more. He can do
could-
so much more for.
But what's to say
It's-
this? But Pete, what's to say this? Right, his current fan base right now expects a certain kind of music from him. If Drake were to be like, yo, you know what? I'm putting out an all hip hop album. Cats like us might be like, yo, he could have some dope features on that, but it might not necessarily sell as much as his singing shit because
his fan base will think it's trash.
motherfuckers want to hear that Mighty by Rhythm shit.
Let me ask you this. Drake, we don't know
Wasn't
how
he supposed
he
to be
came
talking
into
about
this.
LL, but go ahead.
And it
Like-
was a great-
He just
You brought up
the
Drake.
L, son.
You brought up Drake, G. You was a Drake fan on the low, son.
No,
Talking
son, like,
shit.
Yo,
my
I didn't
issue
bring
with
that
Drake-
up. That was
my-
Swills, nigga.
My issue with Drake
Oh,
is
okay.
overkill. My issue with Drake is overkill, and like that singing shit, like just like I feel like y'all feel, but I respect that man's bars, bro. Because I know at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
when I
if you
agree.
have fast come on a track with Drake, you're gonna get embarrassed, son.
Yeah.
I agree. That's my whole thing with him. Like his bars is on point.
And
I
that
just
goes
want
for the
more bars.
hardest of rappers.
And-
Like you, even Jay know he get on a track with Drake. He ain't gonna come with no half-ass bars.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do that because they know, son. So with that being said, the only thing that I give, like why I'll give a pardon, so to say, to Drake is because I don't count Drake like that dude that came from the bottom that grinded his way into the whole culture of hip hop.
No, he didn't.
He was an actor.
Yeah.
He was an actor. He was already in the industry. He was able to make the connections he had to make. And then he was good at making music, so he kept with it. So I don't have the same expectations on Drake that I would have for LL, as far as that's why we heard more hard shit from LL, because LL comes from the woven part of hip hop, son. He comes from there. Drake don't really come from there. Drake does come from the entertainment aspect, so that's why he is what he is.
Hence my comparison. He's an entertainer. Bruno
No, he
Mars,
is.
Drake.
He is.
Same. for the most part.
I don't like that, Pete. That's fucked up. Yo, he compared Drake to Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
That's fucked up.
I'm just saying that's how
I
I
understand
equate
that. I
them.
don't agree with
To
it
me,
either,
they're in
but
the
I
same
understand
lane.
what he's saying.
They're in the same lane.
I understand
They're getting
what he's
played
saying.
on Z100.
They
you know what I'm saying?
are
They're in the same
not
lane.
in the same lane, son.
As far as they're both entertainers.
What do you call my guy A Boogie then?
Boogie with a hoodie?
Yes.
Hot
Boogie with
garbage.
a hoodie?
Hot garbage. Let me in the comments.
Boogie with a
Hot
hoodie?
garbage. Hot garbage.
Hot
Next.
garbage. Listen, man.
Next.
Yo, we gonna spend all episode on these honorable mentions, bro. We got one more,
We got
and that's Heavy D. And I can't say nothing about Heavy D because I don't really know much about Heavy D. I know who he is, and I know a couple songs of his. So you three have at it.
Listen, Hev
Overweight
D,
lover.
yeah, Hev D was the like when you say like Big Daddy Kane, Hev D was that dude representing for the bigger dudes. And that flow that Hev D came with in the late 80s, because remember, Hev D and them, they came out, what, 80s? Big Time came out like, what, 87, 88? That was their first joint?
88.
Yeah. And the flow that Hev had on that, and it was one of those flows that was ahead of his time, yo.
If you really think about it, Hev was, as far as I can remember, the first big guy that we took serious. Because before that, it was the Fat Boys. They were
joking around and shit.
We had Biz Markie, he's comical.
Yeah.
I think Hev is like the first serious big dude that like the first one that was repping for the big dudes that like could spit serious bars.
Yeah. Was
Big Time was 89. It was 1989, Big Time.
89?
Yeah.
Was that the first one though, or was it? Because
nah, I don't think that was the first album.
I think Big Time, maybe that Big Time was the second, because I think the first album came out like 87, 88.
Mr. Big Stuff,
and Mr. Big Stuff, that was off the first.
Living Large.
Yeah,
Living Large,
and that's what
Mr.
Big Stuff was on. That was the first album, and like even just that track, yo. Like, and it's like you said, it was one of those times where it was like a big dude on the mic, and that's what I was gonna say too. When you think about like the Fat Boys and stuff like that, like Hev came out and he was rhyming, he was spitting, yo.
Yeah,
he was spitting, and people respected that.
The Fat Boys was nice, but they was like a novelty act.
Yeah,
more so.
Basically.
Yeah. But Hev D came with that flow, man.
We got through the honorable mentions. Now we can actually start this tournament. So what I'll do real quick is I'll run down everybody that's in the tournament, and then we'll start at the first bracket and we'll just go from there. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the tournament consists of 16 rappers that we feel are in the conversation to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. So we have Rakim, Kool G Rap, Jay-Z, Black Thought, Nas, KRS-One, Eminem, Styles P, Scarface, Beanie Siegel, Method Man, Tretch, Redman, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, and Biggie. That's a hell of a list. Now, the very first, to start it off, bracket number one, at the very top, is Rakim versus Biggie.
Big talk.
Wow.
Big
Jesus.
That's when I saw that first, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody state your case.
All right, let me tell you. Before Rakim came along, listen to Melly Mel and all them dudes. Rakim changed the game with lyrics, his delivery, style, cadence, whatever you want to call it. Rakim changed the game.
Yep.
He laid the path for what rap is, basically, as far as lyrics. Like, before Rakim, people were rhyming, they were just rhyming to rhyme words. Rakim would
just,
he got real technical with it.
Yeah, he turned rap into a science, basically. So if there was no Rakim, I would say there'd be no Nas, no Biggie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rakim laid the opened up the path. That's why I think Rakim should go over Biggie.
Yeah,
because he put it out. He showed you how it's done. That's why he is number one on my list forever and ever and ever. That's basically
Rakim,
my
for
case.
me, like Rakim, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got to those records later in life, but after, because I got to like Nas and all that first. But when I went back to Rakim, you realize that Rakim really invented flow.
And even Nas pays homage to Rakim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of his number one influences. But
Yes.
like Rakim, the way that he spit and like he invented flow, if you ask me. Like the melody and the way he put words together and how they hopped over with the beat, like that, you know, that rhythmic flow, like Rakim invented that, yo. And that was the blueprint for, especially for 90s rap. Like that was the blueprint going forward, man. And he did it. And he
so
made
you
it
putting
seem so
Rakim over
effortless, yo.
Biggie?
Well, that's a tough one, man, because I'm more in the lane that I'm in. I'm more in tune with Biggie, and Ready to Die.
You grew
was
up more
just-
on Biggie, right?
Ready to Die was just something special, man.
Yeah.
And just the way Biggie came out, and like we was just saying about Heavy D, just being a big black dude, but just was laying it down. Nobody joked on him. Nobody played with him. Big was taken seriously from day one because he was just that dude, man. And
My
just the
thing-
impact, man.
I don't know. So you gonna say Big over Rakim? You really gonna say that?
I mean, in my heart, yeah, but but being a hip hop, you know, hip hop connoisseur, Rakim gets it over Big, because Rakim was the father of shit that Biggie partook of when Biggie came out. Like Rakim invented that shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Biggie was more a cut from Cool G rap cloth, so to say. But I get what you're saying, because like Rakim basically laid the blueprint for Cool G rap to put his sentences together and tell his story.
Mm-hmm.
He laid the blueprint for everybody.
Yeah,
For everybody,
He
pretty
did.
much.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I'll say, I'm gonna go with Rakim over Biggie. Also, Rakim was my top MC for the longest until like his last couple of albums. I wish he didn't do his last couple of albums or whatever, but I would give it, like I was talking with you. I'm telling you, Pete, like I was talking with you about the first album comparison.
Yeah, I had to think about that. When you said that, I'm like, hold on. And I sat here and I started thinking, I'm like, you know
First
what?
albums,
He's fucking
man.
right. He's right.
You hip hop heads, if y'all really hip hop heads, go break out Rakim's first album, break out Biggie's first album.
Every
I'm
track
telling
on
you.
Paid in Full is a classic. From 1 to 9
Everyone,
is a classic.
everyone.
Ready to Die is a classic. But
You know, Paid in Full is like one of the top greatest albums of all time according to Rolling Stone. So
Yes.
even the man gives it
I
up.
respect that.
That
Where
I'm
it be
telling you,
rocking,
man.
you know what I mean?
So you can't even if you want to compare album for album, as far as first albums, I'm giving that to Rakim, man.
9 classics on that album in a
Yeah,
row,
I'm like, yeah, man.
top to bottom.
So
it's perfect.
That and longevity, like he still had Biggie. We only was able to be fortunate enough to get 2 albums out.
Yeah.
Rakim was able to do enough albums to have 2 albums, if you want to call them failures. He had that 2 albums that failed, but he had many other successful albums before that.
For that reason right there, Smills, is why I got to give it to Rakim too. I mean, we didn't get enough from Big.
Yeah.
And
But what's crazy is
unfortunately-
that the small amount that we got from Big, he became what he was. So if Big
in that time, yo.
just in that small amount of time. So if Biggie was still alive, man, he probably would have put out like another like 10 albums, and we probably wouldn't even. He'd go over Rakim, but unfortunately, you know, Rakim just has a big body of work, and I think personally, for the culture of hip hop, Rakim brought in a new sound that a lot of people emulated and kind of tweaked and created their own style from.
Yeah.
So that's why I would have to
That
pick
was a
Rakim as well.
tough one.
All right, so that's
That's a tough one
unanimous.
for Big.
That's
Yeah,
unanimous.
that's unanimous. So Rakim goes over Big. On the other side of the bracket, the next one we have Cool G Rap versus Lil Wayne.
Yo, can I start with this?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I don't know if from what I researched, I was shocked to even find this. They don't even have a song together ever.
Kool G Rap and Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't think so. I don't think they would ever cross paths.
Yeah, nah.
This is hip hop, bro. Wayne represents a certain type of culture that Kool G Rap basically that was the representation of that in the culture forever.
But as Kool G Rap went on, as far as his later albums when Wayne came out, Kool G Rap was on some mafia Don shit, like some Lil Wayne had his lane, but Kool G Rap was on some Luciano, Gucciano shit. Yeah. Like he was making those story albums, and it was just I don't see those two lanes crossing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm going to say that I think that never happened because Wayne probably feared he would have got bodied on that track, and Wayne is not going to put himself in that position.
Well, he would have got bodied, yeah.
He would have gotten bodied. Like, Kool G Rap
Kool G Rap steps
one
on
of the only dudes that anybody that's on the track with him, he kind of bodies them on it. And he's still getting on track. He gets on tracks in 2020, basically, still. How old is Kool G Rap right now?
He got to be in his 50s at least.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Mid-50s at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your boy is jumping on joints with like, oh man.
He was just on a joint with RA, the rugby.
Yeah, he's 52.
He's 52.
He's only 52?
Yeah.
Remember, Kool G Rap
Kool G Rap
young,
has been nice forever. Him and LL Cool J have been nice forever. Like, that's ridiculous, bro.
Mm-hmm. Like, I still remember on Murder Music, Mobb Deep album, the track he was on with Mobb Deep. That
that's my joint.
He opened that joint up and he smashed it. Like, and not to take nothing away from Havoc and Prodigy, but Kool G smashed that track, yo.
Like Kool G is more traditional like golden era of hip hop, like that kind of sound to it. Lil Wayne, with big respect to Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne ushered in a new, in my opinion, Lil Wayne ushered in a new era and a new lane for these new cats out here who, I mean, we've been talking about it for fucking 4 episodes now. Most of these new cats are whack. But they look at Wayne, that's their biggie. That's
okay.
Their
I got something for you. Lil Wayne is the Rakim of mumble rap.
Yeah,
he's the godfather. These mumble rappers.
Yo, your analogies, son.
I guess I can't.
Your analogies are disrespectful, B.
No, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying
that Bruno Mars shit still hurts, son.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Lil Wayne is Rakim to these younger dudes. Like, he's their mumble rap king.
Exactly.
He ushered in that era.
But Wayne didn't mumble rap, though.
No, but he didn't. But towards the middle of his career or whatever, he was on that. What the fuck did he just say? Shit. He mixtape Wayne was different than commercial album Wayne.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know if you could call him the Rakim of mumble, because I don't really consider him, now that we know what mumble rap really is, bro. I don't consider Wayne a mumble rapper.
Me neither.
No, I'm not really a mumble rapper. It's just basically like that was his style was all over the place, and these younger dudes just took it and went in their own lanes. Like they evolved that shit.
Nah, Wayne would like that like with that lean shit and all of that. Like Wayne kind of like, I'm not gonna say he made it cool, but he kind of did make it cool to like walk around all fucked up and shit. Like,
so then I guess as far as we're gonna say impacting all with hip hop, then I'm gonna have to put Wayne over Kool G Rap, just because
I think he had a bigger. I agree
with his
you.
influence on his
generation. I get with that.
He was more influenced because like niggas didn't want to beat G Rap like that. When we knew that murder, like that nigga on the run, we knew that was real. No, we did not want to live that life like that. Not regular cats. You know what I'm saying? Like Wayne got regular cats wanting to be gang members and all of that shit. Like he did something else with it. So I guess
he influenced this new generation.
Yeah, if you want to go with influence with the culture, I'll have to. But as far as if you want to say that Wayne's nicer than Cool G Rap, to me that's a joke. But to each his own.
So
His
you
impact.
I
put
can't give him that.
you put Cool G Rap Smills over Wayne, right?
No, I'm gonna give it to Wayne.
You are
As
gonna
far
give
as
it to Wayne.
because he's had more of an impact, so to say. But
I'm
who I'm
doing
gonna
my-
personally put
And
on,
also,
who
and
I'm gonna
also,
listen to,
I'm gonna give this to Wayne too, son. And you guys can check me on this. Let me know if I'm wrong. Wayne put on more successful artists now than G-Rap did. Because if it wasn't for Wayne, there'd be no Drake and Nicki. And Drake and Nicki are two of the biggest artists in the world for over 10 years now. I don't
and
know.
what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
That has to do with his influence. Smills, I almost called you.
I'm not giving branches. I'm not giving branches, bro. We're not gonna do that. We're talking mano y mano.
Okay, but no, I got you on that. And mano y mano, Cool G Rap has more of a traditional hip hop sound. If that's what I want to listen to, if I want to get into that golden era of hip hop bag, and I'm pulling out Rakim and here's Cool G Rap right here. But when it comes to having an influence on the culture moving forward to the point that you are the rock, you just said it. He's the Rakim of the new era when it comes to cats. Look, these new cats and who they idolize.
Hold on, right there on this point. I'm glad that we're right here with this, because let me ask you this. Is it kind of commonly felt right now at this point that Lil Wayne fell off?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so right now, do you think Lil Wayne can hop on a track with one of these new cats that's considered nice and drill or whatever, but like on some street shit? Do you think Lil Wayne will be able to get on a track with them and body them on that? Like I just had you listening to Fabio. I had you listening to Fabio Foreman with Young and May.
I remember.
Do you think Wayne could have got on that track and bodied it?
Yes, I do.
You're bugging.
Yes, I do.
You're
I don't know.
bugging.
Wayne, for me,
Yes, I do.
Wayne now don't even like Hot Boys Wayne.
Not right now. Wayne
You know
can't
what I'm
do
saying?
that right now, bro.
Wayne
Hot
always
nigga
had
Wayne,
that
yes.
metaphor shit though. Like Wayne will hop on a track and just say some crazy fucking metaphor shit, and cats will be like, "Yo, that shit was hot."
But he wouldn't be that. That's just because they're Wayne stands. The reason that I say that is because Cool G Rap has been doing that since the 80s. He's been jumping on tracks with crews since the 80s. And then in the 90s, and then in the 2000s, all the way up until now, with him doing albums with 38 Special, and he got tracks with Fred the Godson, bruh, and he's holding his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Wayne
why I
ain't
give it a
got
Cool
that,
G,
son.
yo. That's why I give it Cool G
Wayne
Rap.
ain't got that. Because now you're predicting that Wayne's going to be able to do this 20 years from now, my dude.
But let me ask you this: Why
'Cause G-Rap has already
why
done
did
that.
you choose? Why'd you choose Wayne over Cool G Rap then?
Because the culture of hip hop is so easily influenced nowadays. He's influenced more people. So as far as if we're gonna go with the best representation of hip hop, if that's what this tournament is about, I have to give it to Wayne. But it's like I said, who I'm gonna put on, you're gonna hear me play a Cool G Rap song way before you hear me play a Lil Wayne song.
Okay, I got you. So personally, lyric wise,
I'd rather listen to Cool G Rap.
you rather listen to Cool G Rap, but you know when you put the two side by side,
I
influence
know
on the
what Wayne's
culture moving
influence in the
forward.
game is. I know what Wayne's influence in the game is.
Okay, got you. Okay, so
Yeah.
Smills is Wayne, and G, you are Cool G Rap, right?
I understand what you're saying about influencing the game and influencing hip hop. My thing about it is that what do I find more important is what you've done over the course of your career, and I got to get at the Cool G Rap because, all right, you may not be out here turning new artists into, you know, they're really plucking from your cloth, so to say, but over the longevity of your career, what you've done in hip hop, who you've collaborated with, the things that you've, you know what I'm saying, the records that you've been on, and like you said, like all the way up until now. So that means Cool G been around for 30 years.
Yes.
I gotta respect that, yo.
Yeah.
I gotta respect that, along with his rhyming ability. Like you said, Cool G come on and smash the track. Smash the track. And
it doesn't matter.
Smashing tracks. I gotta give it to Cool G, yo.
Okay. So okay. Got you.
Okay,
and Pete, what do you think?
It's going to Wayne for this basically the same reason I gave it to Rakim, impact on the culture.
Yeah.
Wayne influenced all these new cats. Cool. Yeah. All these new cats have. If you ask these new dudes who their favorite rapper was, they're gonna tell you Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are gonna tell you Wayne, and he's the Rakim of this era. Let me not be disrespectful. Okay, he is the Rakim of this era of new rap.
The Rakim of the new millennium.
Okay,
yeah,
basically. I guess I'll hold one of these then.
We got Wayne going over Cool G rap, so okay, interesting.
Are you saving these results?
Yeah,
Generico.
I'm altering the bracket right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had Rakim go over Big, and we had Lil Wayne go over Cool G rap. The next one is Jay-Z versus Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh. I'm going to get into this right now. Because y'all know how hard I played Sing About Me and just Good Kid, Mad City in general. Yeah. To me, that is one of the Holland's opus albums, like out here. Straight up, yo. And I've been rocking with Kendrick really since Overly Dedicated, which was back in like 2011. That was the first mixtape I got on. Then Section 80, and then Good Kid came out. And like I said, we're not gonna keep this all about record sales and all that, but let me put y'all on some stuff that I found about Good Kid. All right, so it premiered at #1 on the Billboard Hot 200, sold 242,000 copies in its first week, off the lead single, which was Swimming Pools, in 2012. The album was certified platinum the next year. This is the thing that I seen that blew my mind. Good Kid, Mad City spent 441 weeks on the Billboard 200 chart.
Wow.
441 weeks. That's like 9 years.
That's called a deep dive right there, because I didn't know that.
Yeah. Wow. Spent 441 weeks on the Billboard Hot 200 chart. That was the first studio rap album to ever stay on the chart that long. Now, in comparison, even though Reasonable Doubt wasn't pushed heavy back then, Reasonable Doubt spent 18 weeks on the Hot 200 chart. But Jay-Z's whole studio discography, not including the R. Kelly albums and all of that, all of the weeks that Jay-Z's, all 13 of his albums spent on the Billboard charts, if you add them together, they do not equal 441.
Wow.
Kendrick joint was on the charts for damn near a decade.
That's a hell of a fact right there.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he got nominated for 7 Grammys,
right there.
Yo, that, because I was just, and with that, just to think about that, like 441 weeks, yo, not like days, weeks, them is years. And aside from that, you know, just that album, it was, to me, that was one of the perfect albums. The way he told that story and how he laid it out, the album, it moved, the way it moved along, the fact that he actually had his real mother and father on his album doing those skits, and just how that album was laid, it's to me, it was a perfect album.
Jay did that too, but okay.
Not to that degree, not if you ask me. But go ahead, state your case.
Nah, I love Kendrick, bro. This is hard for me. This isn't fair, and I want to stop the podcast right now. But it's crazy, man. Like, Kendrick, people still look at Kendrick like now today he's the best out now. And when did Damn come out? 2017. 2017?
Yep.
So he's been going for almost 4 years, and
he hasn't dropped an album in over like 1,000 days.
He's doing that old school hip hop shit. Make him wait.
Yeah.
And then when you drop,
and then every time he drop it, it's crazy. Yo, Damn had so many bangers on it. And what's crazy is that he made Damn because motherfuckers was like, yo, we want some shit that slaps. Because To Pimp a Butterfly was an amazing album, but it wasn't a slapper. like that.
It was real conscious.
That was a
but
socially
that was,
conscious album.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
And that was also put together well, and just
it was a masterpiece.
That one actually got him his Grammy win because he got snubbed off of Good Kid. You know what I'm saying? 7 nominations, and he lost all 7, including the Album of the Year to Macklemore. But we gonna leave that alone, though, for you Macklemore fans out there. I ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, he got I think he had 5 wins for To Pimp a Butterfly, and just that whole album was just I don't know, man. The thing about Kendrick for me, like, he came in like. And like I said, this is the commercial releases, because like aside from his mixtape game, but them first 2 albums, he was like what can you call him? Like the hip hop Neo out this motherfucker. Like he felt like the hip hop savior in a way. I don't know no other way to put it, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just like when he came out, it was like, yo, this.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He came out. To me, it was.
To us people on the East Coast, he came out of nowhere. He
been rocking on the West Coast. He had been rocking over there for 8-9 years already. But when the commercial releases he got signed and all that stuff, and he dropped that stuff, and he just dropped. It was like, yo, this nigga.
When Good Kid came out, I hadn't even listened to Section 80 or Overly Dedicated yet.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who this man was. I was listening to Meek. And then like Swimming Pools came, and then like everybody was like, "Oh, Kendrick Lamar." I'm like, "Who the fuck is a Kendrick Lamar?" And then I went and I listened to Good Kid and that backseat freestyle.
Yo,
oh my god,
man! I would have. Yeah. I think it was Jay Jeans. You put me on to Kendrick, right?
Yes, because I was listening to Overly Dedicated when it dropped.
Yeah,
when I came,
because I think I was still on my Meek thing too at that time. I was listening to my Meek, and when I was like, and once I heard that album,
I told you.
I told
you, engineer.
That album reminds me of The Chronic.
Mm-hmm.
The way
the
way it's put. Yes, it reminds me of The Chronic. And when I got that feel from it, that's when I knew that he was the truth. Because not everybody can do that, bro.
Nah, that takes a special touch, man.
And
that
you lived
takes
up
somebody
to it
that really, and that takes somebody that, because there's a difference between dropping a record and dropping an album. Like a record is a collection of songs that you put on your CD and you say here. Right. What Kendrick dropped was an album. That joint from start to finish, the way that it flowed, like you said, like The Chronic, just like The Chronic, you couldn't. That takes a special person to put something together like that. Yeah. And to continue that on the second album, because he kind of did the same thing. It was like, yo, man.
And you got to be in a certain mode to do that. Like, if you think about The Chronic, you really got to go back to the moment and think about where Snoop was in his career at that time and the people that he had coming with him. That was an amazing moment, son. The energy that had to be going on in that fucking studio with The Chronic had to be ridiculous. And I imagine it was the same for Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, yeah. And then let's not forget
Kendrick is immensely talented. Now, I mean, Jay just...
Hold up, my bad. But before we jump into Jay, just let's not forget 2013, the verse he dropped on Control with Big Sean, and what that did for hip hop next year.
It stopped the work.
That shit, son. And it just had people coming out of nowhere that you never seen before. Like some chick made a response. I had never seen her before. I don't even remember her name, but it just made people just step their game up and wanted to say something. That moment, like y'all remember how I was riding for that moment, y'all. I was like, woo!
That was a moment.
I remember that when that dropped.
Bigger hip hop moments right there.
We were all listening to it on our phone at the same time.
Yeah.
We were all outside listening to that shit. Like, did you hear that? Nah, put it on. And we were all listening to that shit at the same time.
Yeah, man. That was one
outside
of the moments,
smoking.
That was one of the moments, man.
This is hard, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who to pick. I mean, I might just go with Jay because of he's been out for longer, and you know, Jay is iconic.
Yeah.
He's a hip hop mogul.
Period. Mm-hmm. I mean, the motherfucker owns, he doesn't own the Barclays Center, but
he has a major stake in.
Right, exactly.
He hasn't made a mistake in damn near everything. Like,
so Jay,
Liquor,
Jay, you got to look at Jay as like, okay, so he came up from a dude in the hood who was slanging, doing what he got to do, and to where he is now. That's the come up right there. I don't know if
that's
there's
the
a
biggest
better
come up, and for him,
nobody's done
really
that in hip hop ever, yo.
Right.
Word.
Exactly.
And we never seen him in no. Think about it. We saw like he's never been on no hip hop cop shit really. Like they never really got him.
Yeah.
Because
So
he did his dirt. He did his dirt before he got in the game.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing his dirt.
I'm pretty sure things was happening.
He had that one case, but that disappeared quick.
I'm pretty sure he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out type shit, bro. Like I ain't gonna put that back.
Jay,
So
that was that Charlie Baltimore shit or something like that.
Nah, Lance on Rivera, he got accused of stabbing him.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that, but that went away.
So fast.
That's what I'm saying. That was in and out.
Here's a question to make y'all think. Would Jay be where he is today if Biggie didn't die? He filled that void
because
he filled that
took
void
over
when Biggie died.
Do you think Jay would have been part of the commission?
He was in the commission.
Yeah, he was in them.
He was?
He was in it. Yeah.
So then he would have Jay would have been. That was gonna be like Batman and Superman.
Like I think Jay would have still made the moves because he came into the game
Batman
like that.
and Superman. It wasn't gonna be no Batman and Robin. It was gonna be Batman and Superman.
He'll still be who he is today, but he would always have played second to Biggie.
Yeah,
I think people probably
would have
his
moves. Yeah.
I think honestly, because they said that Big was on top of Big kind of got fucked a couple of times as far as the industry dealings and stuff like that, but before he died, he was supposedly kind of on his game. So I don't know if Big would have been as successful as far as moving through the industry and getting all of the avenues that Jay has. I don't know if he would have, but from the way they was talking, Big was on his knowing how to maneuver through the industry. He started learning.
Yeah, Big was trying to get into business and stuff like that too. He definitely was.
But I think Jay would have been light years ahead of Big in that respect. Big just would have been. He would have had the hip hop.
He had that. He had a stronger hustle.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Jay. I have to pick Jay.
Okay.
It's just dang.
You want to go, Pete?
I gotta. I mean, just for me, like I understand the longevity of Jay's career, but for me, it's Jay and Kendrick are in the space of being, you know what I'm saying, MCs in my particular opinion. They lay it down. But then if you add into the factor of influence, Jay influenced a lot of people on the business tip to say that, all right, you can be a hip hop artist and you can do this. Something other than hip hop. And
he spawned the hustler mentality.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. And that's a big deal. But what Kendrick did with that first album, that Control moment, and just stepping, I don't know, I guess it was his timing for me personally. When he stepped into the game, like I said, he was like the Neo, this motherfucker for me. Like, it was like, yo, things were starting to just, and Kendrick came in and just, like, it just for me, it really rejuvenated me for hip hop.
Kendrick and J. Cole.
Yeah, they rejuvenated hip hop for me when they came out, and I gotta respect.
Which
I'm
sick. J. Cole is not in our honorable mention.
He should have been.
Yeah, we're bugging for that.
But I go Kendrick, yo.
Yeah, Kendrick and J. Cole were that breath of fresh air when it was like 2 Chainz and shit that was heavy.
Yeah.
They saved us from the evil clutches of mumble rap for a little while.
Because when Jay came out, it was everybody was out here. Jay stood out because of, you know, of himself and you know, just how he was nice with it. Mm-hmm. But Kendrick really revitalized me for hip hop in the early 2010s, yo.
So you're gonna go with Kendrick?
I go Kendrick, man.
I go Jay. Pete?
Jay, it's my magic word of the day, impact.
Yeah.
Kendrick did it up. but Jay's impact is stronger.
And Smills, what do you think? I know, man. I don't want to do this. It's not fair.
It was hard. It was hard.
Yeah, no, don't tell it. It's tough.
It really is, because like when I start
Because
thinking
it's
on a
about
hip hop tip, even when you want to go to like lyrical, Kendrick can hold his own lyrically with Jay, if you ask me, bro.
Of course he can.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
So
I think he might take him if you really get deep into it.
you can really make a
You
good
can argue
argument
that.
for that.
Yeah.
You can make a real good argument for that, bro.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about the impact on the culture and stuff like that, I definitely have to give that to Jay.
Yeah.
I think like Kendrick is more so like known for like the music to a degree and stuff. Jay is known for the music, but Jay is known, he's like I say, he is a hip hop mogul.
Yeah.
Jay is known for many different things, for liquor and all of that, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect that. I'm keeping it straight hip hop for me. So the influence for me is the influence in the hip hop circle, and that's why I said Kendrick. Yeah, I don't take nothing away from Jay also, but just like when did Jay have that control moment, yo?
He controlled
Super Ugly
7 summers.
He
Super
dropped
Ugly.
7 summers.
Take over.
Yeah, Super Ugly
7 summers.
and the
Take
Nas
over.
beef and all that. Yeah, but when did Jay drop a record and everybody came out the woodwork and just started? You know what I'm saying?
Ugly.
I guess.
Ugly.
Super Ugly made people stop their cars in the middle of the street, get out, kick their tire, and
Jay's
get back in. Be like, yo,
mother
you
made
said
him
the most
apologize.
disrespectful thing ever to another rapper.
Yes.
But
Yes.
And we all know Super Ugly, but does the masses know Super Ugly like the masses know Control?
That's why
At
the
the
masses'
time, yes.
opinion don't count.
Mm.
That's why
But at
this
the time,
bracket is
yeah.
our bracket.
The people,
Because what they know don't
the
mean
people
shit.
don't
So just
matter
fuck
right
the
now.
people, right? But nah,
My
like I
man
said, but
said-
to me, Super Ugly
We're
was more
schooling
secluded.
people.
But
That's what
I
we're
know,
doing,
yeah,
like-
Super Ugly was that shit was like, yo, because you never heard Jay go in on somebody like that, and that shit was just
But the pure disrespect, skeeted on your left condoms on your baby seat. Like
That
that's
was the most
just the
disrespectful.
ultimate.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's
Yeah.
the most disrespectful thing ever said on wax. Ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes. I'm going
that's
with
up
Jay.
there.
I'm going with Jay.
Jay advances.
Jay it is.
Jay advances. Ooh, and then the next round is gonna be Rakim versus Jay-Z, but we will get there.
Ooh-hoo-hoo!
Yeah.
That's I already got my
real.
winner in that one.
If we thought it was hard before, shit.
Damn.
All right.
It's gonna get harder, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Moving on now, we have Black Thought versus Redman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Thought, man.
That's a
And
good one.
that's hard for me because, you know what I'm saying, Redman, New Jersey representative. And Black Thought is just
Black Thought is the nicest rapper the masses never heard of.
yeah.
Because
I would
you
agree
can
with
bring up
that.
Black Thought and people be like, who? And I'm like, you never
Yeah.
heard of Black Thought?
I would
Who
agree
are you
with
talking
that.
about? And that's
Mhm.
where
But
the
then
conversation's
I
over.
guarantee
Mhm.
you, if you play songs, like
They would
if
know.
you play "You Got Me," they know
They
that.
know
song.
that. But
You
that's
know what I'm
but-
saying?
and,
Like
and the thing
you
is,
can play certain songs with Black Thought on it, and people be like, "Yeah." If you play that Hot 97 freestyle,
that's
people that's
Man,
in the hip
yeah.
hop, they seen that freestyle and they like, "Yo, this nigga is fucking ridiculous."
yeah.
Basically, Black Thought is your rapper's favorite, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Yes.
Right.
He's hip hop's unsung hero, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely that. And you know what's funny? If you want to listen, like if you let what's that girl's name? Jaguar Wright tell it. He don't even like. He's not responsible for some of the nicest shit that we heard from him. He took it from dude from the Roots that passed. If you
Yeah,
let
from
Jaguar
Big.
Wright tell it,
But yo,
so that's
the
that's
thing
kind of
about
an
the thing
interesting
about
conversation right there.
the thing about Black Thought for me is that as time has passed, he's gotten like he's
Better.
light years ahead of his younger self.
Right.
Yes, yeah, and
Like,
he
it's
was nice
because,
back then.
You know, Illadelph, like
Mhm.
the Roots came out in what, 93, they dropped Organics. Nobody really wasn't checking for that. The Roots started becoming a big thing, really not until Things Fall Apart. That was 97. But Illadelph Half-Life,
Yeah.
which I think that was like 95, 96, is
Yeah.
when I really started listening to the Roots. And
No
I'm listening
Pretender.
to Black Thought, son.
No, yo.
that whole and it was just the whole album was like nothing but rhymes. Like you ain't even hardly hear. You just heard motherfuckers spitting throughout the whole album. Very little fluff, and it was just.
He just keeps coming. Like, what was the album you just put me on to?
The Streams of Thought.
He just dropped. Yeah,
the Streams of
Yo,
Thought.
the joint that got that joint. Good Morning with him and Big Mike. Oh
yes.
my God, son.
And
that song. Oh my God, son.
That was last year, son.
Yo.
Yeah, and that's my thing about Thought, and even as following the Roots career from Philadelphia, then you get to Things Fall Apart, and then you get to what was the album, The Tipping Point, and one of the joints that's on there called Web is just Black Thought flowing for a good 5 minutes. And another thing about him, yo, and I know Generico, you'll agree, you'll say this with M, his breath control, son.
Oh yeah.
His breath control when he spits is one of the best out there, and that just makes you just rock with it.
Though. Nobody's better than Pun with that.
Yeah, Pun was as a big dude, especially. Yeah. Yeah. But just Thought and just he's just gotten better with time, yo. He's like a fine wine.
Yeah, Pun is ridiculous.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Pun is ridiculous.
He got better with age.
Like, I want to hear a track with. Does Black Thought have a track with G.O.A.T? I would love to hear that.
I don't know, but yeah, I would love to.
That would be a amazing song. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Let them talk about some street shit. Oh my
yeah.
God, the stories that would be told on that track. Forget about it, son.
I don't think he does.
No, that they need to make that happen. That for hip hop, that has to happen.
Yeah.
At least one track, bro.
They don't.
One.
Now the thing for me with Redman, yo, number one is once again that longevity factor. Redman's still out here putting out music, been putting out music since first album was like 92 or something like that.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah,
been putting out music since 92. And the thing about Red for me is that Red always has the flow and has the cadence, but I like Red everything before, I guess you would say, not necessarily Doc's the Name, maybe Muddy Waters, but the Red was more gutter in the beginning, then he got more comical. And even though it was more comical, it was still like shit was still tight though.
Yeah, you
but
could
like
tell
the Superman Lovers joints that kept coming out and stuff like that, it got more comical. But Red always, especially when he would get on a lot of Wu-Tang tracks, he always held his own, yo. Yeah. Always. Yeah. Like when it was time to get turned, yo, Red got busy.
Cause for a moment, wasn't they trying to push like he was ODB's replacement in Wu-Tang?
Like he's basically the
he was like an honorary member. Yeah.
Like for me, my thing with Red, I love Red, but like you said, he has like that comical thing. Like I'm not with that, and it hurts me to a degree to say this, but it's like Red has too many off and on moments for me. Like, he always has those tracks that it's like, oh my God, what the hell am I listening to? But then he has those tracks where it's like, yo, come on, Red, are you serious?
But that's typically right his older stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that because I heard like new freestyles and stuff, and Redman bodies them.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. There's new stuff that he's got going. He's getting back to the bars.
It's just because I think he wants to be an entertainer too, so he's treading that line, but I don't like how he treads that line, and it's like, for that, I got to give it to Black Thought, because Black Thought stays in his lane regardless of if you like it or not.
Because Red, like you said, Red got them freestyles and stuff that are out now, but then also recently he put out that joint Slap the Shit Out, and it was just him walking around like slapping old people. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was funny as hell.
Video for that shit was
he goes for
funny.
And it did knock though. Slap the shit out of you, knock.
Yeah,
I ain't even going for it.
Yeah, but that's why I get what you're saying on that tip. I understand that.
I'm gonna go with Black Thought on my vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, I go with Thought.
Yeah,
man.
even though Red was my pick, I'm going with Black Thought. Yes. John sold me on Black. I mean, I love Black Thought, but John sold me.
Genius
Webb, sold me on it.
He got another joint, Clock with No Hands. Check that out. Stay Cool, like them are joints where Black Thought just shines, yo. And it's just like, yo, Black Thought just drips hip hop, yo. He drips that shit.
Yeah. That
Unsung
Hot
hero.
97 joint, man, with him and Meth. Son, Meth was looking at him like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
And that was before he did his 9-minute solo. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, Black on the track, like, you know you can't come with no bullshit, bro.
Nah.
He'll eat you alive, yo.
He will definitely do that.
Effortlessly.
He will definitely do that.
You got to bring the best rap you ever wrote or ever
Yes.
thought of
Yes.
to a Black Thought session.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
shocked him and Rakim never even really did nothing. Like, it's too late for that
that'd
now.
Be amazing, though.
Like, him
That'd
and
be
Rakim
amazing.
should have done something maybe, I would say about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
that would've been
probably
crazy.
amazing, yo.
Yeah.
All right, well, Black Thought's gonna move on. Next, we got Nas versus Tretch.
Now, Tretch was my pick because not even just a Jersey representative, East Orange representative, Illtown, USA. What up? But and the thing about it is that early Tretch can ride with early Nas, man. Like the Dead Naughty by Nature, 1993, all of them joints. Like,
Yoke
it's
the
a lot
Joker
of
is one of
track.
my favorite songs.
Yes.
I just listened to Yoke the Joker right before we got on. Oh,
One of my
yo.
favorite songs ever.
oh my
son.
God, bro.
Yeah, yo. Tretch was
Everything
out
about
there,
that song. The feel.
That's
that it
M's
gives.
favorite rapper. Which is why Tretch is gonna win the whole thing, because that's M's favorite rapper.
man. But not for
And
real.
he's
M
he's dropping a solo and M's producing it.
Interesting. Interesting. I'm pretty sure M going to jump on one of those tracks too.
Of course.
Oh, of course he is.
Oh yeah.
Yo, M said he almost quit rapping when he heard Yoke the Joker.
Because that's one of the illest songs in
Yes.
hip hop history, bruh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, yo! As soon as that
Yo.
shit hits, yo,
Mhm.
New style.
snap,
What?
rack, pack, click, clack, clack. Like, oh my God!
And just the way he
yeah,
spits
yeah.
on that joint, yo. And mind you, that was 1991, yo.
Yeah.
Yes,
91,
Yes.
Tretch came
He
out
might have been a
the
few
gate.
years ahead of his time with that one.
he was. He was.
Yeah.
He was. Everybody was jamming to OPP. I was jamming to Yoke the Joker.
Yes.
And
Yoke
let
the
the-
Joker
They weren't
and
ready for that
Uptown Anthem, yo.
Let the hoes go.
Hey, let the hoes go. Yeah.
He was
Exactly.
like, he said, the reason I call you pussy is because you are what you eat. And then
That
when
was
that
hilarious.
beat came in,
That was hilarious.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God! Just this morning,
Yeah,
I'm
yo.
like, holy shit! All right, Tretch wins
Yeah.
the whole thing. But yeah, I got to give that to Tretch. Ooh, I don't know.
Ooh,
Whoa,
Nah,
I
yeah.
almost
Easy,
said it.
bro.
I forgot who he was going up against though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
It's
yo.
man, because like I said, and like I'm not even, and like to leave my East Orange bias alone, but just like you said, like ahead, like, and even the tracks you mentioned, Yoke the Joker, and everybody knows OPP, and Everything's Gonna Be All Right. Them was the singles, and Uptown Anthem was another one.
Uptown
Hip Hop
Anthem
Parade.
is one of my favorite
And-
songs ever.
Yes, just the whole,
Yo.
and this is my whole point. Yeah, Hip Hop Parade and Jamboree and all them joints, them Naughty by Nature joints still bang hard today.
Yeah.
You cut them joints on right now, it's you rocking, yo. They stand
You
the
can
test
say the
of time,
same
and they
about
got
If
so
I
many of
Ruled
them.
the World with Nas, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we gonna get into that, brother. Easy.
You Won't See Me Tonight.
Yeah, that joint with him and Aaliyah, that was tight.
Yeah,
That Timbaland
man.
track.
Yeah.
So he got those too. Don't
Yeah.
sleep on my Queens representative, bro.
Nah, son, not at all, yo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's one of them things where, like, Tretch was really an underdog when he really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really talks about Tretch, you know, in this, but
Tretch don't
like,
get
Tretch is
nowhere
gonna
near the
do it
respect that he should.
at all.
Like
Right.
Tretch
No,
should
he doesn't.
always
He really
be
doesn't.
in
At
the
all.
mention for one of the greatest. He
Yeah.
should.
And he
Shit,
should,
Tretch
yo.
made
He's a
Ben
part of
Rock
that conversation.
He made Vin Rock step his bars up.
Yes.
If you listen to like from album to album, Vin like on the first album, Vinny was doing what Vinny was doing. By Uptown Anthem, Vinny
Mhm.
was hit like spitting respectable bars, bro.
Was
Yeah.
Vinny writing his bars though, or was Tretch writing those bars for him?
That's what we don't. I don't
Wow.
know.
Don't
Wrote
know.
him, but I,
We
yeah, I
don't
guess.
know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But just like as just Naughty by Nation, just as they went along, like 1983 still one of my favorite hip hop albums, yo.
Yes,
Like
it is.
ever.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's
See, the reason why I think Nas should go over, Nas along with Biggie brought the East back when the West Coast just snatched it away. And Nas saved an entire borough from extinction because KRS-One killed
KRS-One,
Queens.
put the foot in your
Yeah,
eye.
he did. He did.
He buried Queens.
The
And
bridge is
Nas
over.
came
I
back
still
and
hate
saved
that
Queens.
song. Everybody loves that song. And I am
Nas.
a hip hop connoisseur.
That's because I'm
And I
from Brooklyn.
hate
So
that
we were
song
sitting
to
there
this
watching
day.
that shit like, damn.
I hate that
Damn.
song.
Yeah. the bridge
KRS
is
buried
over,
a whole borough, and
He
Nas
did.
dug
He
it
did.
up and put it on his back.
Mhm.
And after Nas, you had Mobb Deep and everybody else. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Nas basically
think
saved Queens.
if you ask people who know a thing or two about hip hop, what their top 5 is, you're gonna hear Nas's name more than Tretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are.
So a lot of
And I
people,
respect that.
you ask somebody, oh, who's top 5 best ever? They're gonna be like, oh well, Big, Pac, Jay, Nas, and then the fifth one could change depending on the person. But that's usually kind of the core 4 that most people are gonna say.
That's who on this shirt right now. So yeah, that's exactly it.
Well,
There it is.
I mean,
It's-
like we said, Tretch said the reason. Well, what he said, the reason they call you pussy because you are what you eat.
Yo,
But Nas went to hell when he was 12 for snuffing Jesus.
Yeah, that was
I'm
a
gonna go
hard
with
line,
Nas.
yo.
I'm going
That
with
was a
Nas.
hard line. Yo.
Yeah.
That was a hard line, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nas.
I think I'm gonna go with Nas too.
Yeah, I
Nas
guess
advances.
it's well, where you going, Pete?
Tretch just got
Nas.
bad placement in the tournament, man.
Yeah.
He just got bad placement. I think against anybody else, unless it was Jay, Tretch would have automatically advanced.
Just like Kendrick. Kendrick got really bad placement
Yeah.
in this. Like if
Yeah.
Kendrick
Biggie
were to
got
go
bad
up against
placement.
like Redman, Kendrick would have won. If Kendrick would have went up against Styles P, I think that I would pick Kendrick over Styles
Yeah,
P.
I would, even though Styles is my guy.
Yeah, of course. All right,
Tretch would have went over Styles P.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gave it to him.
Yep.
You gotta give it to him.
On the low, I don't and G, I know that this is all you because you picked him. I don't agree with Styles P being in here, and I love Styles P. I just think that I think we probably should have put Pac in there, but it is what it is.
Well, you can't always. I want to mix it up a little bit. That's why. And plus,
I feel
I've
you.
just been listening to some styles, and well,
That's
we'll
why
get into
Beanie
that when we
Siegel's
get
in
down
here.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Beans in there.
Beans is in here though.
I know.
He-
I chose Beans, right?
He's about to get devoured by Eminem
He's gonna get washed.
in a
But-
Yes,
little bit.
Mills chose Beans.
I mean, I fuck with Beans, but Beans and Rice ain't winning tonight, yo. He about to get washed, yo.
First round exit.
All right, so Nas beats Tretch, and that was difficult. The next one probably ain't gonna be too difficult. KRS-One versus Method Man.
Well,
I think for the reasons that we said that Rakim and
Impact.
damn, Coogee Rap did not beat out Lil Wayne. That's crazy looking back on it.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
y'all, man, left me on
Impact.
the island by myself.
Impact, I think that KRS-One has to take it. I am a super duper big Meth fan. I have been for a long time, but I respect that KRS-One. Yeah, he's God MC of this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
KRS
I
ain't like it.
mean,
Most people
that's
agree.
the truth.
Mhm.
That's true. He is God MC. Like, you think about it, KRS has done it all. He's done it as far as he's buried motherfuckers.
Yeah.
He's dropped party joints. He's dropped knowledge joints.
Didn't KRS-One throw someone off of a stage literally?
PM Dawn.
That was
PM
the
Dawn.
rumor.
He was a
That
singer.
was rumored, allegedly.
It was at a concert, so a lot of people saw it.
Yeah.
He was taking too much time, and he was like, "Your time is up."
And PM Dawn's a big boy.
And yeah, PM Dawn was a wide fella.
He was a wide fella.
Yeah, like, he's definitely, like, if you talk about hip hop and you don't know who KRS-One is, your hip hop past has been revoked.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't, your opinion doesn't mean nothing. You need to just sit back, listen, and learn.
Like
Right.
he was a Malcolm X of hip hop, yo. If you want to make a comparison, that's what I refer to him as.
Yeah. Is KRS against who?
Method Man.
And it's tough because Meth, even at this stage in the game, to me, Meth still has one of those legendary flows.
I was just
that's the thing. That's my thing.
And
this is the thing that I want to say on that. Is Meth really because I see what Meth is. Meth has crazy flow, and he does say some stuff. But with Meth, it seems like sometimes you don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that right now. The way you trying to flow over this track, it doesn't adjust to me. Like he has a certain type of flow, and he uses it where he can flow over any type of track or whatever. And even did you see when he did the was it him against Hollow recently?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Watch it. Check it out.
He got destroyed.
I didn't say, I'm not going to say he got destroyed or he destroyed. It's just that you could tell that he's a rapper on vinyl versus somebody that's a battle rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he did the joint. I seen the joint he did against Math Hoffa. He had a joint with Math Hoffa. Yeah. I seen that. And it wasn't like it was a wash, but like you said, you can see that Meth was he was, he wasn't battle rapping, he was flowing because that's the lane.
He was flowing over whatever track was in his head.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's my thing with Meth. So it's like I'm not gonna say he's in the same stratosphere as KRS-One. KRS-One is Blastmaster.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, son?
Yeah.
He's getting on any track.
It was a bad matchup for Meth, yo.
KRS-One's getting on any track, and if he don't like you and he has something to say about you, you're gonna hear about it, and it's gonna be hard for you to rebut what he says about you.
Yeah, basically. Like I said before in the announced conversation, he destroyed an entire borough.
Yeah.
I mean, Queens was finished after that.
He made Queens niggas have to go extra hard for decades, bro, just to fucking prove that niggas ain't pussy.
And he's one of the godfathers, so it gotta go.
Definitely, yo.
KRS-One.
Yeah, I got KRS, man.
Agreed.
He's one of the untouchables.
Yeah.
All right, so KRS is gonna move on, and we have two more in the quarterfinals,
and then that's done for this week.
And then that's it. Yeah. Would this be considered quarterfinals? Wait, so we got that, and then we got semis. No, the semi. What's before the quarterfinals? The quarterfinals?
No, just the first bracket, then the quarter.
The first. Oh, okay.
Yeah, quarters.
It's called the first bracket, and then you got the quarterfinals afterward. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, rounding this out, two more. Eminem versus Beanie Siegel.
I'm going with Beanie Siegel because that's my dude right there. He be buying.
You didn't want,
I'm telling you, son,
I knew he's about to get live.
Beans is that dude. And
this about to be a generical Smills joint. Go ahead, yo. I'm gonna sit there with my popcorn.
Yeah, we gonna sit back.
That album with "Feel It in the Air" is one of the grownest hip hop albums ever made, hands down.
Is that the Reason or the Becoming?
Yes.
I think that's the Becoming.
No, the Becoming.
No,
that's
the Becoming.
Yeah, that's the Becoming. Yeah.
One of the grownest hip hop albums ever. Listen to it from beginning to end. Beans bodies it, bro. The entire album.
Yeah,
what?
I'm not even gonna lie. I can't
the first three albums, from top to bottom, yo.
Son, he has some of the rawest songs ever in hip hop. Dog? Are you kidding me, son?
Yeah, that was a real track.
Yeah.
Chapters are the same.
You know what? When we done, I'm gonna listen to that.
And then when you think about it, that nigga was getting on tracks with Jay-Z and like damn near Body and Jay on tracks.
And it was funny. The funny thing about
Eminem did the same thing on Renegade, but Eminem did the same thing on Renegade.
You don't see, and this is what I hate about you Eminem stings. You can't compare a song that was already done. It already had its moment. It already had its vibe before Jay was even included in that song. You can't compare that to a song that a nigga did at the same time with a nigga, son. You can't.
Okay.
Now Smills is so passionate about Beanie. I'm about to change my vote. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yo.
really.
I
I'm
mean,
going with
the
Beans
thing
on
about
this.
the thing
No,
about Beans.
I can't I don't respect what you're saying right now, son. And the reason why I'm going to respectfully not respect you right now. Because if you out here talking about impact and you put Lil Wayne, you did, over Cool G Rap because of impact, but you would say that impact wise Beanie Siegel had a bigger impact than Eminem. I think
my culture, yes. Eminem had no impact on my culture, on my life,
son.
on any decisions that I made, on anything that I ever fucked with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna keep it 100, my guy.
Nah,
Now,
I
for
remember
another
playing
that's
some
cool.
Eminem shit for
that
you
just
and
started
seeing you go
listening to
crazy.
rap, when rap became popular, he influenced them niggas.
Okay.
But that does not pertain to my life, my guy. It
Okay.
doesn't.
Nah, you got that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think that
And M is
Eminem.
nice. M is one of the nicest to ever did it.
Yeah.
I'm not ever going to deny that. His wordplay is crazy, but M got too many.
His
duds
storytelling
for me.
is crazy
When you could
too.
tell when he's playing, son. That whole I did, I pee. Get the
Nah,
fuck
he
out
had
of here
no.
with that
He
stupid shit, son. Get the fuck
Eminem
outta
is
here
not.
with that.
He's not without his duds. Like that.
And
whole
his duds
encore.
are some duds.
That
It's not
whole
like his
encore
duds-
album.
It's not like his, my guy. It's not like his duds is just, he didn't kill the
I
track.
know.
His
Listen,
duds are
you gotta,
duds.
but you gotta allow me to make my case too, son.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
let me make my case. Okay. Encore was a dud, and so was the
Revival.
other a couple albums ago that he put out.
Revival.
Revival
Was a
another
dud.
Big dud.
Other than those two, everything for the most part has been straight fire.
I don't agree with that. I don't think Eminem has dropped a dope album that was like the album, the whole shit's dope since his second album, bruh. Niggas just be on that Eminem wave, and I'm not fucking with that shit, son. I'm gonna keep it 100. Yes, that man can kill any track, but all of them shits ain't classics. All of them shits is not classics.
So everything that Beanie Siegel put out is a classic.
No.
Okay.
It's not. Beans is not gonna win this tournament. But
No,
if it
he's
comes
not.
down to me choosing,
Beans
who
is
I
not
would
gonna.
rather
Beans
listen
is not
to,
gonna beat Eminem right now because I'm not gonna let him.
No, that could be your thing. But my thing is, I'm going to throw on Beans, a track that has Beans on it, more so than I would throw, like before I throw on an M song. You're gonna hear an M song in my playlist. I'm not gonna say that that's not gonna happen if I throw on one of my hip hop playlists, but the odds are you're gonna hear, if I throw on a song to start the mood or whatever, it's gonna be a song with Beans on it.
I feel you. We have had the conversation about, are cats in the hood listening to Eminem? No, probably not. Right? Like, cats in the hood will probably put on Beans quicker than they'll put on Eminem. And I get that wholeheartedly. I look at, and the purpose of this tournament is to look at, what was it? It was impact, timing, culture, movement change, influencing others, and debut album sales. I didn't look at the debut album sales for Eminem's first joint. I'm sure it's pretty goddamn good, but I didn't look at that. I just personally, I think that Eminem is one of the best to ever touch a microphone. I think that Eminem's wordplay is light years ahead of most of these cats out here. Yeah, M will always be my favorite rapper, and that's fine. If you disagree, that's cool. But I'm gonna give this to Eminem for obvious reasons. I don't even think it's a competition between him and Beanie Siegel.
You said it. Like, that's everything you said. It's going Eminem.
Yeah.
I don't fight Smill's argument, but
yeah,
you got it. Eminem, M got it.
I give it to
you
him,
said.
but I will say this though about Beans. Like Smill said, I cut on the Beans record before I cut on the M record, and I feel Beans more than I feel M when I listen
In my
to
soul.
music for what I listen to music for.
Same.
You know
when
what
it
I'm
comes
saying?
to hip hop is that's what hip hop does. It brings it. You can relate to it, so you are emotionally tied to what you're listening to, and the words are pulling shit out of you. M is nice with wordplay. Does he pull emotions from me like that? No.
Some songs he does.
Yeah.
Some songs
some
he do,
people.
but Beans, you can feel everything he says in your fucking heart, son.
M don't resonate with you because M, like you, like where you come from, and you don't look at M like, oh, that's just not somebody that you gonna bang, and that's okay.
My dude, I don't. It's just I'll listen. Like your boy R.A. He has songs that song that's on his newest album that he talks about his sister.
Yeah.
That song is one of the illest songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. R.A. is more traditional. R.A. is more traditionally hip hop.
He's hip, and that's all that I'm saying. That's always my argument against him.
You might hear some cats in the hood bumping R.A. the Rugged Man.
Goes into the category that Pete said before, as far as I'm concerned. The Bruno Mars shit.
Yeah.
That's what M is.
Uh-oh.
And you know what though? On some G though, he doesn't believe that. He's saying it to be controversial, and that's fine because controversy creates cash, and I could use more cash in my wallet. But let me let you know something right now. You don't believe that bullshit that just came out of your mouth. And deep down, you know that Eminem is better than Beanie Siegel. But that's fine. That's fine. Because the other three cats in this podcast right now made the right choice. Now, now the next person that M is gonna face in the bracket is you play that for Beanie Siegel because he just took a L. He took a big L just now. All right. The next one for M is gonna be Eminem versus Nas. Now that is an actual conversation that I would love to have, but that's for the next podcast. The very last one in the first bracket. Smills, I swear to God, I can't with you, bro. The very last one.
You knew the troll was coming, son. As soon as Eminem, you knew it was coming.
He hates him. He can't stand the man, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. The next one is Styles P versus Scarface.
All right, let me go first because I picked Styles P and Scarface wins. All right, but before I even get into that, I want to say for my man Styles P is I picked Styles P not because I necessarily knew that he was going to win, but like you was just saying, for what resonates with you and for the impact and for what he's done for the culture. He's a good conversation piece if you ask me. And one of the things and one of the reasons why I say that is because, well, for one, Styles' first solo album, Gangsta and the Gentleman, from as soon as you put it in, you let that joint ride, yo. That whole album was fire.
Yeah, I love that.
He said, "Niggas don't want it with me. You could call me arrogant, dog, until you get stabbed in the jaw. P will run up in the hospital, stab you some more.
Yes.
Don't you fuck with no nigga that be planning for war."
Yes.
That's one of the hardest shits I ever heard in my life. Like,
yeah, yo.
Yo.
And that's my thing about Styles, yo. For me, he never put out a dud. Like we was just saying how M put out a dud. Styles never put out a dud. And I can't even say I've listened to all of his music, all his studio albums, a lot of his mixtapes. But this is the thing about Styles. Since 2006, right? Styles has put out an EP or an LP every year up until now. So 06, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Yeah. Styles has put out a project. Yeah. At least one. Multiple projects in the year. And everything that I've come across up until the last joint he put out, David Styles, Curb Your Enthusiasm, fire, yo.
Yeah.
Styles always puts he always puts 100% of himself in everything he do, yo.
What was the name of the album with him and Dave East?
Yes.
The Slept On album?
Oh, yeah.
That album. He did one with Dave East. He did one with Talib Kweli. Like, yo.
Yeah.
And Styles,
Styles did an album with Talib Kweli?
Yes.
I need to listen to that shit when we're done.
Yes.
Wow.
And like I said, been putting out projects for the past 15 years, nonstop, yo.
Yo, Talib Kweli and Mos Def, not even honorable mentions.
It's too many, yo. When we really get down to it, we was kind of thinking and we was on the spot, but I mean, we can drum up some of them conversations.
Yeah, at another time. I respect Scarface for everything that he's done. Obviously, he is one of the best. I am much more familiar with Styles P. And, you know, I've been listening to Styles P for over 20 years now. You know, Scarface was never in, and that's not to say anything negative about Scarface. Scarface was never really in my rotation like that. Not as much as Styles P was. And maybe it probably because I'm a younger head and I can admit that. Yeah, I'm gonna be 35 in a couple days, and that's young, according to the grandpas we got in this damn podcast.
Easy.
But you know,
listen, I'm a legit grandpa.
You are. And Smills is old enough to be somebody's great grandpa out here talking shit about Eminem. You know that white boy? Let me tell you something about him. Fuck that white boy. Damn white boy. Beanie Siegel all day. But yeah, I grew up more on Jadakiss and Styles P more than I did on Scarface. So I have my opinion of Scarface is illiterate and ignorant, and I'm not even going to act like I know about this dude on some Hef D shit for real. But I fucked with Styles P. My choice is for Styles P. And then y'all could go and y'all can suggest some of the greatest albums Scarface ever put out. And I'll go ahead and I'll listen. But I'm gonna give it to Styles P. And also what G said, yo, Styles P consistently, bro, over the past few years, and everything's been fire. I give it to Styles.
I picked Scarface because he's the godfather of the South, basically. He's from Texas.
Yeah, that's my thing.
And he put them on the map. Who was checking for the South before Ghetto Boys? Nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
Checking for Houston.
He put them on the map. So in continuous line with my picks, minus Redman, Scarface is one of the godfathers all the time. He put the South on. Like no one was checking for them. His style, you can basically think he's from New York, but he's from Texas. And his content, skill, he went head to head with a lot of people. And he has songs with Nas, Pac, a few others. I think he got a song with Jay. So he just falls in line with my picks being one of the godfathers.
MJ and Beans.
Yep.
Oh, I love that song. Damn.
So you going with Scarface?
So that's why I'm going with Scarface.
It's crazy, see, because for me, on some G shit, Styles P probably gets more play than anybody else in this bracket for me. As far as songs that have him on it and stuff like that, because I got Mad Lock shit. I got his albums with like other people and stuff like that. So there's a lot of styles that I fuss with, and that's like one of my favorites too. So, but when you want to say head to head in this hip hop shit, that joint that Scarface got with Nas is ridiculous, bruh. And Mine's Playing Tricks on Me. That whole Ghetto Boys album is a classic, bro. I'm not gonna take
Mine Playing Tricks on Me. It was probably, I think, when they did a list. I forgot who did the list, but Mine Playing Tricks on Me was listed as the #1 rap song of all time.
See?
Oh, really?
See?
On one of those lists, yeah.
So yeah,
a couple years ago.
I hope when people hear this, don't go and listen to the radio edit. Listen to the actual unedited joint. That's what you got to go listen. Don't go listen to that radio edit, the music video and all. Go listen to the real joint. They get busy, yo. And
and it's funny because my favorite one, I guess, like I said, I always pick the wrong ones, man. But my favorite one in that group was Willie D, son.
Willie D was nice.
Really?
Willie D was
he
not
had his moment.
Son. He had his moment. He stood out. He had his little solo joint also.
Yeah.
But Scarface was above and beyond Willie D.
Like Scarface, he had, like you said, like he had that New York sound coming from Houston. And he just, and the thing about Scarface is that he kind of transcended time, where he came from like back then, but then as he moved along, he still was relevant up to, you know, early mid 2000s, yo. And like you said, did tracks with Nas, did tracks with Jay, like he was out here. And that's why I got to give it to him when you say influence, because Styles out here, he puts out phenomenal bodies of work on a consistent basis. I really don't know nobody who works harder than him in hip hop than maybe like Ghostface. So, and it's not like he's just putting out stuff just to be putting it out. Like, he's putting out good, purposeful music. But,
and he's been doing this, RIP to his daughter, man, like after she passed.
Yeah.
So he's been like, I got to give it to that man, like to even have that focus to drop
keep putting
the
out
hot
good music
fire
like that.
after going through what he went through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit crazy.
Like, trust me, it's tight. And you know, like y'all know, like I'm a big Styles fan, but when you really sit down and think about it, him versus Scarface, I gotta give it to Scarface, yo. And it hurts because Styles is just Styles, but to keep it funky, man, this was a tough one.
All right, so we got Pete, you say Scarface.
Scarface.
G, you say Scarface. Smills, you say Scarface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so Scarface moves on, and that's the end of the first round. So for the next round, for the quarterfinals, we have Rakim versus Jay.
Ooh.
We have Lil Wayne versus Black Thought.
Oh.
Nas versus Eminem. And KRS-One versus Scarface.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
Because they was in that same bag at the same time, yo. Yeah.
But yeah, that was good.
And how are we going to do the... that's going to be... Oof.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Conversations, yo.
Yeah. I don't even know.
There's going to be some conversations.
Some good matchups to look forward to.
Yeah,
real.
Man. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get that going. So next week,
Cool G Rap should advance, but you know,
I'm
gonna let that go.
I don't know about
I
that.
thought Scarface was getting left in the dust for a second. I was about to protest.
Nah, like I said, you can't deny what Styles has been doing, but when you really sit back,
not at all.
You can't.
All right, this was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week we will have round 2, and we'll get that going. Same time, same place, all of that good stuff. We will have more information on the social media about it. So check us on Facebook, check us on Instagram, all of that. We'll have a Twitter up this week, so you can tweet us, talk your shit. If you don't agree with something that we said, go ahead, let us know.
I'm waiting for the hate mail.
I'm
waiting for the hate mail about the comments I made about Drake.
I'm waiting to get schooled. Like, I'm always willing to learn something. If you say that you know some hot shit, let me hear it.
Yeah, word up, yo. That's what it's about, man.
All right. Well, anything before we wrap it up? Any final words, gentlemen?
That was a good one, yo.
That was good.
That was a good
That
debate.
was real good.
No, that was good. That was good.
I want to do some shit like this on like we could do like like sky's the limit. We could do video games, a video game tournament, a movie tournament, like best movie ever, best TV shows. Like we could do all of that because people like this shit and people like to get involved in stuff like this and give their opinions and stuff. So I think that
the movie shit is gonna be dope.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be cool. Yeah. I like that. But all right, so we're gonna wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. That was episode 4 of your boys Trash Talk with GGS, featuring the capo of Coney Island, the Bambata of Brooklyn, Mr. Pete.
The disrespectful one, not meaning to be. Hey, my opinion is not hate. Remember that.
Bruno Mars' biggest fan, Mr. Pete.
Yes, sir.
But Pete, we can expect you back with us next week, right?
Yes, I will be.
All right, cool.
I will be here.
All right, well, everyone, as always, stay safe, stay happy, all the great stuff. Thank you for listening. Catch us on all the platforms. I'm not gonna name them because it's too many, because we out here.
That's right.
But yeah, man, that's it for this week, guys.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.